And welcome, I'm Andy. Today we're talking about why is your purest intuition always right? And how often has it not been right and what's actually going on, okay? Because when we really trust and follow our intuition, our gut knowing, 9 times out of 10 it works. Now the times that it doesn't work is usually because we've allowed ourselves to be influenced by someone else or something else going on around us, okay? So if you look back at the times that it didn't quite work, if you look back, there may have been a time when you went, I knew that was going to happen, okay? Now that is the time that you actually chose a different path, okay? You followed somebody else. I know I've done it. I've thought, well, they're older than me, so they must know better than me. Or they're wiser than me, or they know more about that. And then when you get to the end result, it's like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. So look at, don't make it right or wrong or judge it. Look at, when did you know that was going to happen? And that, going forward, is the time that you start to follow your intuition, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what anyone else is saying. Because we are heavily influenced by others. Sometimes it's to keep other people happy. We don't want to look silly. We don't want to go against the grain of what everyone else is doing. However, what we're actually doing is we're going against our own brain. We're going against our intuition, our inner knowing, and it takes us out of our flow, because we all have a natural flow. If you look at little kids, they run around and they'll go from this to that, to that, to that. Now that's their natural flow. By the time they get to about 5, or it could be earlier, school puts in rules, boundaries, and they know that they're not allowed to go over that. So that's when we start giving up our intuition. That's when we stop following what we know is true and correct. That's when we have to start proving, like with maths. It might have been, it's about a bit older than that with maths, that you just knew all the answers. And then they went into the long form maths where you had to actually prove your answers. You would get more marks for proving your answers. And it might just be that you knew the answer, okay? So you went from trusting that you knew the answer to then having to prove the answer because you get marked down for not showing your workings out. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense, okay? And really starting to look at, well, what feels right for me? What do I know to be the truth for me? Okay? Without being impacted by what's going on around you out there. Because there's a lot going on around you. Okay? Just reading notes here. So just trust what feels right for you. And look at those times that you followed someone else's direction or guidance or made someone else bigger or better than you, and not as a wrongness, just as a notice, and go, all right, so I knew back here that was going to happen. So that was actually my intuition. All right, so what would it take for that to get louder so that from now on at that point, I follow what's right for me, okay? And sometimes we go against it because we don't want to get into trouble or we don't want to look silly. Let me know in the comments if this has been helpful, if you can relate to this. I really like to know, even if you just give me a gift about how you're feeling. This is Andy Pentecost-Beck, empowering you to be all of you. Have an awesome, amazing day, and we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. See ya.